Yo, hey, hope you're doing great. So today I'm gonna be reacting to Steve Hackett, and it's gonna be a Midsummer Night's Dream, and we're gonna react to the A Form in Wax with the introduction from the Palace of Theseus, I think that is, and this is a special video because this was one of the requests from one of my Patreon, so I think that he's here, right? So his name is Steph Newton, I think. Steph Newton. So thank you so much. And it's the second Steve Hackett request that I get from Patreon, one after the other one, and I'm so excited about that. Um, so yeah, no, the other video that I have done from him is being, it's being interesting because all these progressive guitarists are somehow really good at classical guitar, and in the case of Steve Hackett, he doesn't have a formal how do you say a formal training in classical guitar, which some of you have mentioned it to me before, but still it's just beautiful to hear classical guitar well composed in the progressive music. Same for Steve Howell, and both of them it's beautiful. It seems that classical music is big part of their composition, and it's beautiful. I love it. So again, Steph Newton, thank you so much for asking to do this. And yeah, like I said, we're gonna do. He asked for a forming wax, but also to see the overture, right? The first one. So we're gonna do it, and I'm very excited. I'm just gonna react to this as a classical guitarist, and I cannot wait to hear Steve Hackett with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Oof, this sounds serious. So yeah, if you want a song request, go. Well, obviously you can do the comments and you can do upvote it. But if you want to express for me to put your request in the top of the list, you can go to my Patreon. Also, I have early access video, 20 to 30 videos ready to be published, so you can check all of them before anyone. So let's do it. Very excited here. So let's go with the first one, the overture. This is like an introduction to his song. Oh. Oh, wow. Romantic. Nice. This is crazy. This is a guitar concerto. You see that? The color, different colors. This is the introduction. Like the over to the introduction, yeah. Hold on, we're gonna go to the song. Oh, Guitar Concerto. This is beautiful. So the orchestra and him are doing arpeggios. Oh, okay. I mean, that ending was beautiful. remind me a little bit of Mozart, but for me, listening to this is like a guitar concerto. So I'm so interested in knowing, on getting to know this artist now. Like, it's kind of crazy that you don't hear his name a lot in the classical guitar world, right? Of course, we have a lot of Rodrigos and all this big name composer. Obviously, technically is different, but this music is beautiful, and also it's kind of crazy that he doesn't have a formal training in classical guitar, and he's, I mean, I'm guessing this is his music, right? And it's just sounds so good. The orchestration is beautiful. I love the like I say, the orchestration, which, oh, he's a composer of everything, so kind of crazy, right? It's not that incredible that you have a guitarist like him in a progressive band, and then everything begin to make sense, and he's just, you know, such a genius, mainly, right? To create this music. Well, I mean, genius is a big word. Of course, we're enjoying his music here, but I mean, for being like a non-educational training in classical guitar and composing all these with the orchestra, that's that's incredible. I don't want to say a genius, but it's kind of like why not? Again, probably he being a professional musician give this boost of confidence, but the orchestration is beautiful. Like, it's not, like, the harmonization is very well put, everything, and then also the guitar composition is amazing, and that arpeggio section with the orchestra is so interesting. Yes, I would prefer to hear a little bit the guitar a little more higher. Beautiful stuff. Yes. And then his compositions sound very, very classic. It's kind of classical, but actually, it's kind of like, I would say, for example, the Aranjuez concerto. It does remind me a little bit of the first movement, And, even in the arpeggio section, it does remind me a little bit of the cadenza from the number 2. But yeah, this is just pure guitar concerto in my ears. And then, for example, the introduction was like, what is this? This is like super guitar concerto. So I'm super impressed with Steve Hackett. I'm super impressed with all these progressive guitarists being so high level training. I would say high level musician training, not training, but high level caliber, I would say, musician, with just being able to, to compose classical music at this high level. I love it. And then his music is very interesting because it sounds very, I don't know how to define this. This is like a early, no, actually, this is very 20th centuries. I don't want to say classical because this doesn't sound like, but when I say 20th century, it's like, this Rodrigo composer or all this, but then also there is a little spice on taste on modern, just a little bit, right? You can hear some weird harmonization that sound kind of modern, but they sound very classical guitar piece. This is a super classical guitar piece, very 20th century. Beautiful stuff. First, that sounds modern. The open chord here, beautiful stuff. will think? Who will think? Maybe we need more classical musicians, more classical guitar players in rock bands or jazz. That's the beauty of progressive music. And in this case, Steve Hackett is giving us a masterclass on being a rock musician, composing something amazing for classical guitar. I'm gonna tell you something, and don't get angry with me. Hopefully, it's still recording. I'm gonna compare this with other artists, right? I hate to do that, but I'm gonna give you an example of how incredible this is. And don't hate, but you can be angry, put it in the comment or whatever. I'm gonna do a comparison with Ingrid Mastin. You know that Ingrid Mastin have a it's neoclassical, neoclassical. Neoclassical, you will expect, super classical, right? And which I love Ingrid Mastin big time. But if you listen to her orchestral music, for example, the fugue is very, it has so little about fugue, and I mean, enjoy it, but it get me mad because I want to hear more element of classical. You had the orchestra, made the orchestra to have their time, and it's just. But then you hear this rock doing something classical with the philharmonic orchestra, and this is just 50-50 guitar, and the orchestra had the beautiful moment, and it's just beautiful stuff. This is a good example of of how to use well the orchestra, because I feel that sometimes rock musicians that do orchestra stuff, I feel that they are like a little, there's not a lot of meat in the music, like it's so simple, and then this is just harmonized, it's just, and then obviously the guitar composition, this is classical guitar, so I'm very impressed. I'm super happy that I got to see this. I know that Steve Howell, the jazz guitar, have stuff like this too. I did reaction on him with the ensemble, but I haven't done orchestra yet. But I did. I think that I did. I'm not sure, but it's incredible. This is what it's all about when you do work with the orchestra, to give orchestra the time, and then you have your time, and everyone is happy, and this is a beautiful balance, and this is music to my ears. So that's what I think. Let me know in your opinion what you think. But this is a really song request, a nice song request. I'm happy that all of you that are supporting me are finding a way to like introduce me to this amazing music with this amazing artist. So thank you so much. And yeah, check out my Patreon. And also thank you so much for supporting me again. Okay. See you in the next one. Take care.